so glad that I found this. I said, don't you worry. I will take care of this. Whoever put this on this table, God bless you. God keep you. Thank you very much. And as a Black woman myself, I took it upon myself to be the next guardian of these amazing titles by Black women. I was like, it's okay. I got it. I can take care of it. Thank you very much.
Here we go.
I fall in love with myself, and I want someone to share it with me.
Hello. Today's conversation is all about me becoming a well-read Black girl, okay? We're talking about books. We're talking about book swaps. We're talking about what I'm reading right now. We're talking about what I want to read. We're talking about all of the things. So let's get into it. What am I reading right now? Right now I am reading 12 Week Year. I started that on January 2nd, 2025. And she has been reading me for filth. I made a video about this when I first started it. If you're not ready to be held accountable, don't try. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like people who, okay, I'm sorry, but I am going to read the room. I'm going to read the room. As a well-read Black girl, I have the authority to read the room. I don't like people who make reading self-help their personality. Like, girl, like, let's be so for real. Okay? Self-help is for you to help yourself. Self-help is for you to learn. Self-help is for you to grab something, figure out what the action items are, do the homework, come get more assignments. It's not, I only read self-help book. Like, hello, you need excitement and joy in your life, I think. What does it matter? It doesn't matter. I personally, I like to read a little bit, do a little bit of homework for a couple of weeks and months, and I come back for some more. And that makes me feel like I'm actually getting something from what I'm reading, and I'm actually putting it into practice. Like, I'm doing the work. Like, don't do me. So that explains why I'm finally now reading 12 Week Year, because it's so funny because I'm calling the book a she. Like, I'm giving the book a personality of its own, but it actually is written by two male professionals. But yeah, they are reading the room. They're reading Fulfill. 12 Week Year is essentially, I guess, a goal setting system where instead of thinking about your goals and things that you want to accomplish on a yearly basis, as in like the next year, by the end of next year, I want X, I want Y, I want Z. For example, there are 12 months in a year, 4 quarters in a year. You're thinking quarterly and you're treating each quarter as its own year. I'm struggling to wrap my head around it, but when I get there for real, I'm going to be unstoppable. But in the meantime, I'm learning, right? Dang, we're already in March. So by the end of March, I should be like, I really want to get into it and really start implementing these systems, because there was just so much uncertainty at the start of the year of like, what is happening in my life for real? So now that I have a good idea, I can plan for quarter 2. We're going to try again for quarter 2. But 12 Week Year, it's just been so good. There's just so many good lessons in there. I could do a separate video about it because it's been very beneficial for me as someone who does a lot, who has a lot of ideas, a lot of plans, and a lot of moving pieces in my life at a time. And so it helps me to be focused. Like, yeah, you want to do a million things, but can we please focus on the next while and get really clear, really granular, like by week. This week I'm doing this, next week I'm doing that. I haven't gotten to it because you have to check in with yourself weekly. You have to give yourself homework. You have to be on top of it. But I think it's a really good book if you're trying to change your mindset around work and to avoid feeling so overwhelmed, and to really get to the point where it will help increase productivity, definitely help with discipline. It's a lot to take in. I'm not going to try to act like this is an easy read. It's a lot to take in. So take a little bit, implement a little bit, change up your calendar a little bit, and then just take what you need, leave the rest, and also consume it a little bit at a time. So for example, one thing that I immediately implemented was the concept of a calendar blocking. So they suggest I don't know. Maybe I'm getting it wrong, but I know that it's at least 3 blocks. So if the first block is a buffer block, you actually put that on your calendar daily. Well, they recommend weekly, but these are, you know what I'm saying, these are, let's be for real. Like nobody's is doing one 3-hour working block a week. Most of us work every day. So again, use it for your life. These are people who are self-employed, who are on their own time, or who are also well established in what they're doing. So they're not doing as much strategizing. These are CEOs that are writing these books. So you kind of have to take it and customize it to your own situation. When you look at the calendar, they recommend daily blocks. So a daily block at the start and at the end of the day. It depends on how much time you need. For me personally, let me just say how I use it. So I have an hour block first thing in the morning, 9 to 10. I'm checking emails. I'm responding back to people. That is when that gets done so that when I start working, I am not distracted. Right? That's a buffer block. It's called a buffer block. That's emails. That's text messages. That's responding to all of the things, to the DMs, to blah, blah, blah. If I'm at work, I implement it at work. It helps my life because as soon as I open my inbox, I'm like, what happened? I was literally just here like 12 hours ago. What happened? And so that helps me get really, really clear. And also my personal life. I don't be responding because, girl, I'm running all over the place. And so I'll give myself an hour to like make sure you text everybody back. Da, 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 da. It'd be really, really difficult to navigate, but I am trying my best. So that's a buffer block. And then there's the strategic block, which is like a 3-hour block. Again, you can break it up however you want to, but it's another set block of undistracted work time. Like nobody on your phone. You're not answering the phone. If you have to have your phone on you, it's you have your focus modes. You're not gonna get distracted. No notifications are coming through, and it's not to like get something done for the day, but it's like a deeper strategic thinking. Like this is the type of block for like things that take longer than an hour or two. Like you need a solid 3 hours to really sit and pour into it. That's what the strategic block is for. And then there's a breakout block, which I still have yet to implement it. It's been 3 months. It's been a whole year because technically Q1 was a whole year in itself. Playtime. Actually putting playtime on your calendar to step away from your work. It's really difficult for me. I'm learning to implement it. That's what I'm working through right now. On to the next. Next, I'm also reading. Oh, it's right here. I'm reading You Belong in the Room by Dr. Sherry M. McLean. It's a book on activating the power of self-leadership, and you get reflection questions for personal growth. This is really, really an amazing book by my mentor, Dr. Sherry M. McLean, and I'm so thankful that I had the opportunity to sit with her in conversation, talking about the book, talking about, oh, hello, somebody. My purpose is bigger than my fears. Hello? That's why I love annotating in books. Yeah, we actually had a conversation about this video coming out at some point next year, aka next quarter. But yeah, just constantly I should take this to work with me. I don't know why I didn't take it to work with me. I'm gonna leave it at my desk. I leave it in here in the studio, but I spend more time at the office, so I should have it with me at all times. But really gentle reminders that I belong, that I'm qualified, and just like really learning to reaffirm myself, doing the reflection questions, show a lot of places where kind of like places I need to work on myself, and constantly, yeah, just reflecting on why I deal with feelings of inadequacy, why I deal with imposter syndrome, and we're kicking it to the curb because we got things to do. Okay. You Belong in the Room. Check it out. Please get it and get your life. And also, on the back of the book, I took that photo. Hello, somebody. A photo I shot is on a published New York Times, soon to be New York Times bestseller. Hello, clock that T. Next book I'm reading, I don't have it with me, but it is China Rich Girl. What is it? I keep saying it wrong. I keep saying China Rich Girls because, I just like it short, China Rich Girls, but it's actually the proper title is China Rich Girlfriends. It's the second book. This is the sequel to Crazy Rich Asians. Yeah, there's a follow. The story continues. Yeah, Rachel is in there. Yeah, it's been a minute, but it's my comfort read right now. Right, I'm reading a book that's really like getting me to get my life together, set goals, hold yourself accountable, be disciplined. I'm reading another book that's like, you belong in the room. We're gonna combat imposter syndrome. I also deserve a second to breathe. Hello, somebody. So this is my fun read that I like to read while I like to listen to is I'm reading it on Spotify. I like to listen to it when I'm driving, while I'm hanging out. I implemented this like no thinking after 9 p.m. alarm that I don't listen to. I just be like, okay, get it out of my face, please. Just like when my phone notifies me that you've reached your time limit for the day. I'm like, okay, thank you. Who asked you? But I usually like to read this after 9 p.m. so that I can start to slow down my brain so I'm not working too late. China Rich Girlfriends, it's mindless. I'm not thinking, I'm not strategizing. It's not like one of these books that's giving me homework. It's just an easy read. It's funny, it's cute, and that's also what I'm reading. Okay. Next, I wanted to share a few titles that I recently got in a book swap at work. I love my job. I just want to say I love my job so much. So what they did is, I don't know if this is the first time that they've done this, but HR hosted this cute little book swap where team members, you bring books and you leave books. You know, the free libraries that people like, there are all over the streets, or like people have them in front of their house and stuff. I've always loved them. I always love leaving books in there. I always love looking through and see if I find anything good in there. And so to be able to do that at my job, I'm like, this is so cute. Y'all so cute. Y'all are the best. Being that I'm in a museum where it's a lot of intellectuals, these people are smart, they're very knowledgeable, and they're art enthusiasts, they're art lovers like me. So it's like, I know it's gonna be good, and it was indeed good. So I wanted to share some of the reads that I picked up from the book swap. I left them at my desk. I only have one of them here with me. Maybe we can start with this one since it's here. And I left the other ones at the office because it's also like this thing of like everyone having a book collection in the office. And maybe, okay, I'm gonna make a list of all the books that I have on my desk, and then we're gonna come back and like talk about the books that I've collected at work. Cause how have I been there for 2 hours? I've been at my job for 2 seconds and I already have like 30 plus books. I'm like, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is where I was destined to be. Okay. And I'm just getting more books. Hello. So starting off with this book right here, it's kind of like it's a literary / culture studies type of book. It went along with a show. So institutions will often, when there's an exhibition going on view, there'll be like a catalog or some type of a book or some type of publication to go along with the show. And this is not really catalog. You don't really get that many photos in here, but this is kind of like her studies on, ooh, I mean, how do I even get into it? The commodification of Black life, talking about slavery, talking about like just trying to bring such heavy subjects and topics into a show. That was crazy. I remember this. It was at the ICA. So this is from, I believe this was from the ICA, or at least like, yeah, the ICA. Yeah. It was at the ICA. And I didn't get to see. I was planning to see it. I think I bought tickets and everything, and like last minute, I didn't end up going. But this is the book that went along with the show. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, I know this work. This is Christina. I know this work. It's good. It's heavy. Books with slavery and violent afflictions on Black lives tend to be a bit difficult for me to consume. I ain't gonna hold you. But if it's in the form of art, I can do that. I can do that. Or if it's in the form of like, I don't know. I'm very specific in that way. Like, it's very hard for me to consume it. Understandably so. Okay. I know there's a lot of nuance around it, but I often say that honestly, like, these stories aren't for us. That's my hot take, because we are aware of them. We talk about them. We like it's already there. And so like even talking about it right now, I'm just like, how do I say this? But I don't really like reading stories about slavery because it's rough. And has it ever really ended? Okay. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this because I really wanted to see the show. I didn't get a chance to see it at the ICA. Really, really cool. Next, Caste, The Origins of Our Discontent by Isabel Wilkerson. It's so crazy how life works out. At work, I'm doing some research about some folks that she had partnered with in the past, and it came up and the book came up, and I was like, oh yeah, I've seen this book everywhere. A lot of people, I've seen it all over TikTok. A lot of people were talking about it. That's crazy. She had an event with one of our partners and she did like an artist talk, and that's amazing. I should totally add this book to my TBR. 3 days later, I own the book. That's how beautiful my life is. What can I say? Like, my life is kind of great. So I now have this book and I'm really excited to dig into it. It also goes into complexities around Black life. It explores the unspoken hierarchies that divide us when talking about race and class and all the nuances and the complexities about showing up Black anywhere, ever. So I'm also looking forward to that. Oh, I would love to recommend, is it I'm Still Here by Austin Brown? Austin Brown. Oh, I don't want to say her name wrong, but I'm gonna have it on the screen and I will have it in the description. That is a book that I read years ago during COVID, especially with the civil unrest happening in the world. Like, that was such a timely read for me to kind of still feel like I belong. It's one of the it's a book that's really, it's kind of like assured or affirmed my sense of place. Because that's what I explore all of my life. I felt out of place in the world and communities and places that I found myself in. And especially during that time, right? Like mid-COVID, 2020, civil unrest, George Floyd, all the tea. Like, that was such a timely read for me to be like, oh no, I'm still here and I belong here. And that's another book that I would also recommend around these subjects and these topics. Another book that I got is Perseverance and Resist: The Strong Black Women of Elizabeth Catlett. It's a catalog book. Again, there was a show that was going live, and so the museum published a catalog of her work. I'm so glad that I found this. I said, don't you worry, I will take care of this. Whoever put this on this table, God bless you, God keep you. Thank you very much. Like I said, I'm around amazing people, art lovers who are well educated, like very knowledgeable in the art world. And so I knew I was going to dig deep. And as a Black woman myself, I took it upon myself to be the next guardian of these reads and especially these amazing titles by Black women. I was like, it's okay, I got it. I can take care of it. Thank you very much. So the work is amazing. I've heard so much about her and I'm looking forward to hearing more about her artistic process and her journey. Cause she did like, are these hand drawings? I know it's graphic. It's just like the details, the line work is just so amazing. So I'm looking forward to dig into it. It's on my desk. So anytime during the day, if I need a break, I can just like pop it open and just like give it a quick read, I also got another photo book from the 70s. I told you I'm collecting everything. I mean, I'm here for everybody Black. I collected a photo book that like documented like everyday Black life. That was really, really cool. I don't remember if it said Memphis or Chicago or both. Again, I will insert photos as I'm chatting. If you're watching the video version of this, you will see photos, or if you go in the description, you will find links to things. If I can find them on Amazon, on Thrift Books, I'm gonna put y'all on for real, because these are amazing titles. But yeah, the photo book, really, really cool. Just like seeing folks just being. I think I'm also excited to dig into those. And other than that, I got these education guides, and I got some curatorial. There's like a curator's magazine guide thing that I got. As you know, I am building an artist collective. I am planning arts programming. I'm hoping to curate shows and curate programming. And so it's kind of like the educational piece of like, I really need to build up my skills, and I need to build up my, my skill set and my knowledge about hosting programming for adults, for children, for young artists, for young people, building an audience and providing value. And if I'm set on avoiding school, I have to read and I have to do some homework. So I'm so glad I got some folks share these guides. And I work in a museum where there's a lot of programming, and now there's a lot of free resources around me to kind of like show me the ropes on how to really do this work and how to make it work. But is that it? Is that all I wanted to share? That's what I got from the book swap. It was really good. It was an amazing concept. Thank you to HR. Thank you to the team for hosting the book swap. That was really, really cool. What else did I get from the book swap? Other than that, I got some like accessories. I got bookends. There was a team that gave away a bunch of bookends. I got like 3 of them. I have 1 at my desk. I have 2 in here because I would love to have some for my studio. I'm going to put them on my desk here. And I was so happy about that. I need some bookends for the wall even. We're not going to talk about that right now. And then there were these frames that fit 4x6 images. I love printing my work in 4x6. It's like a cute, bite-sized way to share it with others. And so now I have like 1 billion of these frames that folks passed out for free. What else? Oh, and there's a photo frame, and I put a photo of me, and like I'm like telling my coworkers about my life outside of work, and it's just like, wait, who is she? And I'm also like learning about other people and their hobbies and things that they're doing, and I'm like, oh, you do what? When you get out of here, where do you be going? And so it's kind of like a cute little touch of like showing my work, and it's just like a photo, a self-portrait of me from Cuddy Hunk, and it's on my desk. And I think the beauty and the duality of it is not only that I'm kind of sharing this part of me with my coworkers, but I'm also reminding myself, hey girl, let's not lose sight of the things that we're doing. Let's not lose sight of the mission and the purpose of being alive and of being here, of creating spaces, you know? So yeah, that's what I've been reading. That's what I'm consuming. That's what's on my TBR. At least it's what's top of mind. I'll be doing this from time to time, at least like once a month, just to share what I'm reading, what's on my mind, what's holding me accountable, what I bought, and things. So yeah, I just wanted to share these with you guys. Okay. So yeah, that's all from me for now. I would love to hear, what are you reading? What's on your mind right now? What has you thinking? What has you laughing? What has you smiling? What is helping you relax? Whether it's poetry, whether it's self-help, whether it's some form of an accountability book, some type of accountability read, some systems. Would love to hear. Okay. All right. Y'all take it easy. Bye. Mwah.
I fall in love with myself, and I want someone to share it with me.